What's up, everybody? You know who it is, Jamel Lamar. And guess who I'm sitting with in the Rendezvous Suite? Ah, man, we've been waiting for this moment for quite a while. I'm sitting with the singer, the producer, the songwriter, the engineer, the sexy, the mother, the queen. I can say a lot about this woman right now. You know, I'm gonna give it to her right now because you know we give flowers in the Rendezvous Suite. You dig? So I want to introduce to you guys an artist that I've had the pleasure to meet, chatted up with, hopefully soon chill with, because you inside, y'all. The Blk Lt. What's up, Lolo?
Thank you for having me here today.
Nah, thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate your time. We know that you are insanely busy with all that you have on your table. Now, I'm gonna come out the door with the first, just straight out the door. Who is the Blk Lt?
The Blk Lt. Geez. Previously known as Andrew Mill, the Blk Lt is the next chapter of my life. I've always been a creative. I've always been a musician. I've always loved to do music. But I feel like when I changed my name to the Blk Lt, it was more about me putting forward the things that, you know, I wasn't able to express growing up because I started in the industry very young. I started professionally at 11. And I feel like, you know, having managers and my parents and like a lot of people being in charge, once it came down time where I was like, I'm kind of doing my own thing, it allowed me to start putting all those things that I put behind to the forefront, and that was the beginning of the Blk Lt. So the Blk Lt is she's a baby.
Man, I'm gonna say, especially the fellas been asking me left and right, yo, who is the Blk Lt? And then I even got more like, yo, well, I'm about to interview her. Yo, can I pull up? No, none of y'all. None of y'all. I'm gonna be selfish, okay? So, but I guess it's safe to say that you had a similar path, say, as the GOAT, Michael Jackson, because you know he started
young,
really as young as you did.
Yeah, I mean, he started, I feel like, even younger. I think. Well, I mean, Michael's path was definitely a massive impact on the world, and I feel like mine has definitely been on like a smaller scale than Michael, but I feel like watching his journey was very inspiring to me as an artist, because he was always about elevating himself and creating music that was worldwide and universal and stood for so much more than just, you know, being Michael Jackson the performer. You know, he stood for many other things, but starting off young. Yeah.
And we miss him. I'm one of the biggest Michael Jackson fans that you will ever meet, but we miss him. I look forward to, and I'm sorry to jump over the subject a little bit, but I look forward to the movie with his nephew. I definitely do.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's going to be weird to watch. But the little bit of research that I did, and correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. Anything I say wrong, please correct me.
I will.
But it says you started music at the age of 3.
Yeah. As my dad and my mom got me this little, it was like a little baby grand piano. It was probably like this big, maybe. It was small. But I would sit there and listen to the radio because my parents were both dancers. They used to dance on this TV show called Boogie, Toronto. And they were always playing music around the house, disco, funk, soul, gospel, reggae, all that. And I would sit by the piano and just try to play what I was hearing at the age of, and my dad was like, are you trying to play these songs? And then when I got old enough to like sit down and listen, they put me in piano class. And then I started doing lessons in piano. I trained classically from the age of probably about 5 till I was finished high school. So it was majority of my life that I've been playing piano, and that really catapulted my love for production. You know, being able to hear things in my head and put it down and not have to think twice about it, you know?
I mean, and let's transition to that a little bit. production, because you're not just a singer, and you're an amazing singer, but you're also a songwriter and producer, and there's more after that. You're also an executive because you have your own label.
I have my own label, Black Lotus Media Group.
And if you're hiring, you know, I'm a pretty good A&R. You know,
really?
You know, I can deliver some dope artists to your table.
I'll let you know when the applications open up.
Yeah, please, applications. I thought we was cool. That was I gotta fill out an application.
No, I'm kidding.
You know what?
Honestly, my team is a very small team of extremely creative people, and one of them happens to be my best friend since like grade 9, and she's also an artist as well. So I've been like producing and writing her project, and it's been so fulfilling to be able to help other artists that are either with my label or without, you know, and just kind of see them develop and grow. And even if they don't continue with me, just kind of seeing that they take bits and pieces from what I've taught them and they use that to elevate, you know. So it's interesting.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. You good?
No. I'm sorry. I get a little jumpy. Because I have a lot of questions. You have a list, and when I say a list, you have a list of artists that you worked with. I mean, can you tell the Rendezvous Suite community like some of those artists, because half of them are on the Rendezvous Suite playlist.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like I've been lucky enough to work with a lot of people ranging from different, you know, backgrounds in my life. Like I've from like, of course, Drake, we grew up together in the city of Toronto. French Montana, Meek Mill, Future, Johnny Gill, Coi Leray. We just did a record with Kodak Black, Brandy. The list goes on. I don't know. I've been working so long. I
see it. Well, you know what? Now, why I got this moment, I'm a little upset with you.
What did I do?
You was in the studio the other night.
Oh my God! Here we go. Yes, it's so sweet in here. Oh my God, the sweetest.
Yeah, but hold on. I got my grievance. I have my grievance. Let me get it out.
Get it out.
You was in the studio the other night with Sweaty. I ain't get no phone call, no IG, nothing. God. I'm like, yo, I thought me and Lola was cool. I'm seeing a lot of shade, like not enough love. I'm like, yo, she even hit me just to say hello. Like, hey,
we were in the zone. We were working. She's so cool, and definitely she's working on a new project. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what comes, you know, from that. But yeah, just, you know, people here and there. I end up in, you know, these rooms with crazy artists doing crazy shit, making crazy music, and it's a blessing, you know. It's definitely a blessing.
I hear it, but let's move on to the Black Lotus. Your EP coming in 2024. That means it's coming soon. Tell us about this new project.
So the new project is called Petals of Metal, and I'm really excited.
Petals and Metal?
Petals of Metal.
Petals of, okay. I thought you said, I was about to say, that sound like the album you got to be at a certain height to listen to.
Honestly, it's I can't even explain it. I was just kind of putting these ideas together, and I kind of stopped doubting or thinking about what people want to hear, you know, because I started the project earlier this year, and towards the end of the year, I kind of, I don't want to say scrapped it, but got rid of a few songs and just went back to square one and decided I really wanted this album to represent everything that I kind of wanted to just put out there, you know, whether it's something that feels dark or something that feels happy and bright, but just in my way, in my interpretation, but all of it is heavy. So that's kind of the background of that project. I actually had two of my really good friends who are amazing vocalists come in and have it pulled together to give it more of a R&B girl group sound, which is what I wanted, having different tones and textures in the voices. So it's not just me, but it's, you know, it's a body of work with my family, you could say, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it's produced majority by me, and Jonathan Watts, who's another dope producer from the city of Toronto. He's out here in LA as well, and just like we just sat down and put together this. I'm excited. Let's just say I'm excited.
I'm excited to hear it. I mean, because for me, like one of the first song I remember it. The first song of yours that I put on the Rendezvous playlist was the Lost one.
Yeah.
I listened to that, and it was something. It was dope because it wasn't something that just women can relate to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was something you could be guy, girl, you could be any sexuality, you could be anybody. Yeah. But everybody had at one time or another has been a lost one.
Your last one. The last one to make my heart break.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm still jittery. I'm you know what I mean? I'm excited to be
talking. That Tootsie Roll.
But what that song, I mean, it's for everybody who hasn't heard it, go to the Rendezvous Suite playlist. It's still up there.
Yes.
But give us a little bit of the process when you were writing that, because that was that. I mean, when you listen to it, the lyrical, just the way that it's like storytelling and poetry mixed into one. Yeah. So, and that's how I received it, but I related to it so well because, you know, I'm the good guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had a lot of one. I had a lot of ones. So
yeah. So sometimes you gotta decide who's the last one that's gonna play with you.
I hope I'm on that now. But
yes.
Tell us what was the process of like how did you get how would you begin to the point you was like, this is it?
Yeah. Oddly enough, when I did that record, I was actually in Canada in a quarantine. I had actually gone home for the holidays to visit my family, and I was stuck on quarantine. And that was the first time I felt like in a while, because prior to that, I had just moved to LA, and quarantine is 2 weeks, and I kind of had a chance to sit with my thoughts. And within that time, I was just thinking a lot about, you know, things I had been through, and you know, relationships that in the past that have failed, but not just that, also friendships and, you know, relationships with family. And I felt that at that moment, I realized, you know, you have a choice to be happy. You have a choice to let people play with you. You have a choice to, you know, accept things the way that they are or make a change. And I within that moment, I was like, this is the last time that I'm going to be feeling heartbroken or feeling like I'm being taken advantage of or feeling like somebody can really take me for granted, you know. And I think sometimes like we stall that. We know that somebody's not good for us, or we know that a position or a place or a person isn't good for us, and we just stay. And it was like, no, this is the last time. So I feel like I needed to get that off because I was already in that headspace, but I hadn't actually wrote about it. So I felt like it was time. I was like, oh, today. and
you definitely wasn't the only one in the headspace, because that was I also got a lot of questions about that record. Like a lot of people was like, yo, who is this? Wow, like she's really dope. So I was really like, yo, I can't wait to hear more. And then out of nowhere, I hear another one called Contraband. And that one, I was like, all right, okay. Yeah. I hope I meet her one day. Yeah, man. Well, you can sing it for us, girl.
I was sick for some time. I'm still trying to rehabilitate.
Okay. Listen, I ain't gonna force nothing, because when you come to New York, we gonna do a Rendezvous Suite acapella joint. I set up everything. I just need you to do what you do. But let's get into Contraband a little bit, because it is, lack of a better word, very sexy.
Thank you.
I think any partner, if they heard that from their partner, would feel like, ooh, okay. You wanna You want to do that thing. Okay, I dig it. I dig
it. Yeah, I mean, Contraband, funny enough, was like an idea that I had in my mind for a while, and I hadn't had time to execute it. And it's funny because it was the same thing. I went back home to Toronto for 2 weeks. This was like earlier this year, and I finally sat down and was like, let me just try this idea, and just kind of was vibing with my sisters. We were just kind of just hanging out, and then I just went in the room and started coming up with this idea. But it was really just about doing something that was kind of spicy, but kind of sexy in a way that a lot of people tend to, not necessarily want to say. They don't want to be like, I want to be the side chick, but I think from my perspective, it was like, I know I'm the side chick, but not no more. And it's just something I don't necessarily talk about, but I feel like people have been in that position and sometimes they feel dumb, but whatever, we get there sometimes. So I know cuffing season was happening. I just wanted to do something that, was not necessarily what I normally sing about, and it was fun. And yeah,
I mean, that's what the Rendezvous Suite is for, man. We talk about anything in here. Like, we want to make sure everybody comfortable. It's a safe place.
Yes, so we all go through things and do things.
Hey, listen, we gonna keep it as don't get me in no troubles. So, as I discussed before, you're not only a singer, songwriter, producer, and engineer. You're also now a CEO. You have your media group, the Blk Lt Media Group. So, tell us the at least from your perspective, the difference of being a creative to being an executive.
I feel like they go hand in hand, because as a creative, you have a vision for, I can see things for myself, but I can see things for other people in a different way. Excuse me. And I feel like that helps when it comes down to working with other artists. When they say, I want to try something new, whether it's visually, whether it's sonically, because I'm a creative, I can flex that muscle a bit more. But then being on the executive side, it's easier for me to be able to help them find a path and a way to get there, because I've done the business for so long. So I feel like it was kind of a natural transition. I love creating, but I don't want to sing everything. I don't want to, I don't want to rap everything. And there's other people who would love to, I would love to help and expand on what they're trying to do creatively or business wise. And it allows my brain to go someplace else from the Black Lotus world. I can focus on other
things. And so far it seemed like you on your way, man, because you got me kind of hitting on a job. You put me on a waiting list and stuff. We still got we got to talk about that, because I wasn't playing.
I'm gonna hold you to it. When time comes.
Listen, hey, you ain't gonna have to ask. Well, you gotta be like, all right, listen, I'm looking for this group or this type of artist.
Yes, okay.
I got you.
Okay.
All right. Say less. But I gotta let you work with a lot of artists. So and you have been in a group before.
Yeah.
As well as now you're doing your solo, but let's I have a question. I want to make it a little spicy right now.
Yeah, oh God. Okay.
If you had a choice of these three artists I'm about to name to do a duet album, not single, not EP, duet album LP, with which one would it be? And those three artists I'm gonna name are October London, Division, or for some people who don't know,
Division, yes, Toronto represent.
And the last one is Eric Bellinger. Which one of them three would you pick to do a duet album with, and why?
I feel like it would probably, and only because I love all, I'm going to say all four of them, because Division is two people, but I feel like it would be the easiest with Eric. I've worked with Eric before, I've engineered for him before, and he's so damn talented, and I feel like that is something that would probably be the easiest pairing when it came down to, you know, melodies and vocals and the beats that we would choose and that kind of thing. You know, I feel like it would go hand in hand. You know, working with Eric Bellinger, he's so dope.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of his. I'm kind of shocked at the answer though. I'll be honest. I thought you would.
What were you gonna say?
Actually, huh?
What were you gonna say?
Believe it or not, I was thinking more of Division.
Yes, I knew that.
but because of several reasons.
Yes.
One is all you guys are Canadian.
Yes. and I work with these guys. They're so dope.
It's just something about that relationship. Once you say like, yeah, I'm Canadian. Oh, yo, we can work.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
And Daniel can sing his ass off. So I get it.
And then they are from what I've listened to, they're dope songwriters, producers as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like you would have, it's like a group that'll be like a really dope pairing, and this is just it'll almost be reminiscent of Atlantic Star.
Yes, I know what you mean.
So I kind of felt that you would lean that way, but
I know I would, but I totally would. See, you gave me a hard question. I totally would. But the difference would be is that I would want to produce for Eric. That's the difference. Okay. Let me get behind the boards.
Okay.
Play the beats. Come on.
I definitely understand. But then October London, he's fought, like he has a fire right now.
Yeah.
And I think that album, like y'all two together.
Yeah.
That
amazing vocalist, amazing sound. I feel like all three would be an undeniable pairing for me, because I feel like within, whether it's Division or October or Eric, they're such amazing artists. I could either, you know, pour into it, or they would be able to do the same for me. I would learn so much from either one, because they're all very different as well, you know. I'll
be honest, I think the one with October London would probably be the most sensual.
Yeah.
Because of it, I mean, it would just be so super sensual, because it's like, it's something about October London where the love, the sensuality, just the way he sings about touching you on your cheek.
Yeah.
Somebody getting pregnant.
Yeah. Not me.
Somebody getting pregnant. Not like so.
No, but I love that though, like the vulnerability in music. You know, that some people don't tap into as much because it's not the thing, but when people know how to do it and do it right, it's undeniable. So,
oh yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, which and this next question I feel like it's easy, but I'm gonna let you answer and explain yourself. But what setting do you feel like you work better in? Group or solo?
I think it depends. I think when it's a group, I like to have people come to like our studio, and because I feel like when they're walking into this space, it's more of understanding the time that we're on. There's no like, people don't walk in with egos. Sometimes working in a room, and you could be at a big studio, it becomes like the battle of the lines, and it's annoying. But in a group, but by myself, I think I tend to become much more vulnerable because I'm alone, and I can then say the things I wouldn't normally say in front of people, try the things I normally wouldn't try, because I'm kind of, you know, sometimes I'll be shy, but it goes hand in hand. It just depends on what I'm working on. If it's for somebody else, group, yeah. But if it's for me, I like to start by myself and then expand.
And that's a dope process. I could definitely dig it.
Yeah.
My next question is and this is a question. God, I don't believe I'm gonna ask this.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was demanded, not asked. It was demanded by every man that listened to that Rendezvous Suite playlist.
Oh my God.
Is the Black Lotus single, Take It, or is it complicated?
It's taken. In the most beautiful way.
Fellas, did you hear? Say it one more time so they can understand.
Taken.
That's right. So stop asking me, stop calling me. You can't have it. But you can listen to the songs and then you can feel like you got it for a little bit.
They're inspirations for love. This everything that's coming is inspiration for, like, you know, what I looked at as my manifestation for like real love, and not just real love in a lovey-dovey way, but in a respectful way, in a responsible way, in an honest way, in a productive way. Because, you know, we've all been through some relationships that were like, that was a waste of time. You know, not at this point in my life. No, it's all about progress. So,
what artists haven't you worked with that you right now would probably give your brand new nails?
Oh my God!
Your brand new nails to work with.
Honestly, I feel like artists, I would say, and this has always been somebody I've always wanted to work with, but Pharrell, and in expanding the Neptunes, because it's not just, you know, just his artistry, but it's also the sonics, it's also the songwriting, it's also the experimentation of the music and the chord progressions. Like, I am waiting to work with the Neptunes. It's like, literally, I'm putting it out there. The Neptunes.
Pharrell, if you watching,
yes.
Holla at the kid. You know, I can put something together. All I ask is you let me just ad lib on 1 or 2 tracks.
Yes, definitely. I feel like the Neptunes. There have been artists that I've been like dreaming of working with, that I'm actually going to be creating with, that I'm really excited about. So
can we know? Can we know?
I can give you a clue, but I don't want to say. I don't want to say names, but I'm going to give you a clue.
Okay.
But they for the children. And
man, that means you really come to New York. You
way.
Really come to New York.
All the way. 2024. They ain't going nowhere.
So when you call me, I already know where you're going.
I'm really excited.
So, oh man, like you got my head. Like, I'm getting that excited. I'm just thinking about how that's gonna sound. But
it's already getting there. It's actually really crazy, and I'm really excited. I don't want to speak too much on it, but I know it's something that, for me, I feel like R&B has been kind of like shying away from and has missed for a while. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Let me give you some more flowers.
Oh boy.
Because you recently worked on a project that is now Grammy nominated.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't talk to too many Grammy nominated artists, producers, engineers. So I will say it for the whole Rendezvous Suite family. Congratulations.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Hope you get that Grammy just to sit there and be like, yeah, I did it.
I hope so too. I feel like with everything that went into creating, you know, this album, Love Off the Grid, it's beyond just Diddy. It's everybody who was there that put this body of work together. And, you know, he's mentioned this, you know, it's beyond him. It's an album for love. It's an album especially for, you know, the Black community, and being able to experience and to express things the way that we haven't in a long time, because a lot of music has been very, like, you know, over sexualized or over, you know, just not in a way of where it was in the 90s and in the 2000s. And I feel like this album really brought it back to that. But not only that, it also gave, you know, all the engineers who were on board, all the writers who were on board, a moment to do that without feeling like they had to conform, you know? So yeah, it was definitely a process, but it's amazing. It's 3-time Grammy nominated, so we'll see what happens in February.
Listen, you getting something. You get something. I wish I could just join when y'all do the celebration at the party. I wish I could just be there to just know what I mean, get it like yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, but it's exciting. I mean, everybody involved was so talented. It was great vibes. So, we'll see what happens. Definitely see what happens.
We definitely will. We definitely will. A few weeks ago, I as I can't say it was a joke, but it was something that I did that it hasn't gotten off my mind. And again, other people were watching. So
what happened?
So what happened was, and Rendezvous Suite, stick with me. The wonderful artist, creative, Janelle Monáe posted a video of herself at Usher's residency.
Yes.
So she said something. So me, being who I am and trying to light a little fire, I put in her comments, it would be dope if you and Usher did a duet album with production by, and one of the producers I named was the Blk Lt.
Yes, I did see that.
The question I'm gonna ask you is, what direction would you as a producer take that project specifically? Like, what direction would you take that in? Because those two together, we already see that they have, like, they can create an amazing chemistry.
Yeah.
So what direction as a producer would you take that? And I'm asking because so people can get an idea of your executive mindset when you, as well as your creative mindset of when you have building a vision. So where would you take that project specifically?
I feel like it would. I would love to hear them on records that, like, if they were slow tempo or mid tempo, records that felt very 70s soul, just because I know that Janelle Monáe can go there easily, and I know that Usher does, and their voices pairing together would sound phenomenal. But up tempo wise, I don't know. I kind of feel like the essence of Prince for some weird reason. I think, this kind of funky movements type of, when I think of Caught Up by Usher, when I think of Good Kisser and certain records by Janelle Monáe that are very sexy but still very like drum oriented. I don't know, something I'd have to sit and brainstorm, but I feel like they would pair in a really nostalgic way, but also approaching it from a futuristic vibe. And their voices are so different, but they are both very powerful. They would need a strong, backing. They wouldn't be some random,
It's one sound I feel like will fit them perfectly.
What do you think?
And that's house music.
Oh yeah, house music would be
cool. I feel like if they had if they did like a song with a house vibe, it's something where they can dance. Yeah. They can also be sensual. Yeah. And it can just be full of love and fun.
Mm-hmm. Are you thinking like 90s house? Not like 2000s house, because that Usher 2000s.
I think I'm thinking more like along the lines of groups like 10 City, or maybe even a little bit of Colonel Abrams. Okay. Something with that hard beats and got you like, but with them they can move, they can dance. They can both dance. It would be something that, and especially now in this climate of because house is making an incredibly big comeback. Yeah, and it really never left, but it's emerging with other genres. Let me say that correctly. Yeah, more. Yeah, I feel like them two doing something together like that. You would want to see everything from the music video to the the stage show. Yeah, and then it would tease you enough to make you like, oh, I can't wait for the album. Yeah, it would feel like a party. Exactly. It would definitely feel like a party. New Year's every day.
Yeah. For
So
real.
my next question would be with, I mean, right now you're taking over music. I'm gonna say it. You're taking over music. Is there anything outside of music that you're looking to once you've reached all your goals musically? Is there anything outside of music you're looking to lead into?
Well, right now I've been working on a clothing brand. It's called Blackwater Luxury, and I've been just focusing on making pieces that that other artists can wear, and then also for myself, and then being able to like mass produce certain things. So definitely in the fashion world is where I've always kind of been, but never really in the forefront, but it's something that I'm really passionate about. My mom used to be a seamstress. She would make bridal dresses, she'd make suits, and we would be sitting there like with the pins and helping her. So now that I'm like older and I understand how to do that, and I've made outfits for shows, she's made me outfits for performances and things like that. It's something I really want to be able to tap into, but on a larger scale. So that's definitely in the works. My clothing brand.
Well, I do modeling too. So if you need,
Okay.
if you got any three-piece suits or hoodies or any kind of drip, just I got you. Just what I mean. I'm a just make sure it's enough room to hide the belly.
Oh my goodness. No, it's gonna be. I love what what's been happening and been created. It's very flashy, and I think it's fun. So I can't wait to launch that next year as well.
I definitely look forward to it. I look forward to everything you're doing. I mean, I am a complete fan, and I'm gonna say this because I feel the energy. I feel like now I'm a good friend. So
he's my friend. He's my homie.
I feel like I'm a good friend. So I can holler at you like, yo, listen, man, what you need whenever you come to New York.
And let me know. I mean, like, even if I know you have your A&R hat on, send me. Let me know. You know you got your ears. So keep me up.
I'm gonna sing you like 20 artists a night.
Oh my gosh.
No. We'll talk about that off camera, because every time somebody sees this interview, they're gonna be like, yo, tell her to sign me. Whoa, hold on. We gotta see what direction she want to go in. She might not want to work with no this, no that, But actually, that's a good question to ask. What are some unique things that you would look for in an artist?
An artist who is, and I hate to say that this is unique, but an artist who's humble. An artist who is self-sufficient. I know there's a lot of artists who are self-sufficient. There's artists who are humble, but then there's sometimes you're missing pieces, and that's fine. But I think the things that I would love when it comes to an artist is somebody who knows how to, knows a bit of their writing, understands music, also understands a vision for what they want to see, but is flexible, is able to take direction, is able to not be married to their ideas, and it's just that's what it is, because sometimes there's things that we love about ourselves, but there's somebody who could say, hey, actually I have a bigger and better idea for that, and it's okay to bend sometimes. So I think just somebody who's willing to be flexible and grow and learn and help and that kind of thing, because every artist that I work with, they do other things, you know what I mean, whether it's partially law, whether it's photography, videography, like we all bring something to the table to help expand, because it's really teamwork makes the dream work, and that's how we've been able to progress and move and things like that. So it's different as an indie.
You're looking for the multitasking artist.
Yeah, well, like the multitasker, but also has a very clear vision, and is also like determined and has the drive, because it's not easy, especially working from an independent standpoint.
Oh yeah. And so let's jump into that a little bit. Mm-hmm. For you, what's better, the machine or independency, or being independent?
I feel like I've been an independent for most of my life. I feel like the only times that I've been signed it was almost like God was like, okay, not right now. So I was signed at one point, and then the labels merged, and then they started like paying people to leave, and I was like, okay, bye, and I left. But I feel like being independent, I'm able to take my visions and bring them to the forefront, and still have creative control, still own my masters, still, but then also having the machine behind you, it's different because you have a larger team, and you obviously have the financial capabilities from a major label that helps to propel your music to another level. So it's kind of weird, but right now I'm happy with being independent because I'm at a place where I'm reinventing myself, so I can bring that to a certain place before I decide. Let's say I decide to collaborate with the label. At least I know that I've stamped what the Black Lotus is before that happens.
Okay. So this next question I'm gonna ask is I think it's definitely more of a conscious question, but you being a woman of African descent, I gotta say African descent, because if I say African American, I will be completely wrong.
Well, let me clarify. My dad is Jamaican and my mom is Canadian.
Don't let me. Oh no, don't do it. But a woman of, well, let's say African Caribbean descent,
yes,
right?
Yep, absolutely.
How do you feel with the journey that you've traveled in this industry?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that the industry treats women of African descent?
Yeah. Oh wow, it's funny because I went to see the Beyonce movie, and she had mentioned, and it's funny, I was seeing this on Threads, and somebody had mentioned and quoted her. I don't know the exact quote, but she says, as the Black woman, I still get questioned. I'm still doubted. I still have to fight to get my point across. And you can see in the movie, there's I don't want to bait it all out, but like there's parts where she'll ask for certain things from, a cameraman, and he'll be like, oh, they don't have that. And she'll be like, yeah, they do. I researched it. And I feel like it's the same for me. Like sometimes I'll be in a room and it could be a group full of men or from whatever background. And it could be something as simple as trying to set the auto-tune key. And I'll say, oh, it's an E flat minor. And they're like, oh, well, use mixing key. Well, why? I just told you what the key is. Because they don't think that I would know, but they're not privy to the fact that I've had, 15 plus years in classical training. My ears know. And I think that even though we sometimes get put in these positions of being, undermined, there's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself or just keep pushing forward. And those who don't see you or don't appreciate you, you just kind of stay away from them. But there are many people who've supported me, as a woman in my career, as trying to be a producer or learning to write or getting better at engineering. And they've been, whether they're men or women, they've supported. So I get it. Sometimes it is harder, but I think within that, you just got to push twice as hard and fight twice as hard. And you learn much more rather than just being like, well, nobody wants to, trust me on something. So it's kind of difficult, but
I mean, but you know what, you're setting definitely a new bar all the time. So for all the queens, including yourself, that are out there doing it, man, the Rendezvous Suite always salutes you guys and gives you the garden. We don't want to give you flowers. We want to give y'all a garden.
Yeah, and shout out to any women who are watching, and I feel like it's important to just keep going. And sometimes you might feel like a nag, or they might make you feel like you're crazy. It's like, no, letting that that idea or that ambition just die within your head and in your heart, that's crazy. So just keep pushing.
And this question just jumped into my head because I know of a number of producers or music executives, and one thing I do hear constantly, and ladies, please, I apologize to all you guys as I say this, but one thing I do hear is it is difficult to work with female artists. Now, you as a female artist, Do you find that to be true or false?
I feel like it's the same for men and women. I think it's the same for men and women because there's some male artists that I've worked with that I've literally wanted to rip my eyelashes off and like pull out my hair and go home. And then there's women that I've worked with that I'm like, we leave the studio and now like we're sisters. So it really just depends on the person. And I think that's something that's such a misconception in this industry, you know, of like women are hard to deal with. I don't think women are hard to deal with. I think women just have, because of our emotional, you know, just wiring, we just have more of that passion when it comes to what it is that we're really trying to do. Sometimes guys are just like, okay, well, that's dope. All right, okay, I'll do that. You know, but women, they'll be like, I don't want to say that. And I think it depends on the person, because I've worked with some women that I'll never work with again. And I've worked with a lot of women that I say, hey, come by, let's create, you know, and they've supported me and I've supported them. So I wouldn't say women are more difficult. I think women over the past 30 years have been trying to find a way to navigate in a male dominant space. I think that's what it is, you know. It's changing slowly.
Yeah. And you are one of those changing it.
I'm trying to do what I can. I'm trying to do what I can because there's women who've paved the way for me, and I know I'm in a position to help others, and I want to be able to do that because I know the trials and tribulations I've dealt with, you know, growing up and being young, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
All right. Well, Lolo, thank you.
Jamel.
Jamel, Mel, Playboy. You know, I got a couple of names out here. You know, they call me a little bit of everything. Yeah. Renaissance, they call me a little bit of everything.
Renaissance.
Thank you, because you are the very, 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 very first artist that accepted the invitation for an interview on the Rendezvous Suite.
Yes, anytime.
I appreciate you. I truly do love you.
Aww.
Thank you. I could never, ever, 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 ever repay this. I'm going to try. I am going to try though. But I can never repay you for this, giving us this time to talk and having
so much for hitting me up. Like I'm excited. I'm grateful to be able to share my story with you and the things that I'm trying to do and the things that you are trying to do and continue building, you know, the platforms. And yeah, we're looking up for 2024. It's going to be dope.
Yes.
You know,
and you know, it's going. I'm when you in New York, you know, I'm gonna try to put a panel together of you and some other female music insiders that, you know, we could talk about some things so the world can hear, you know, some strong women talk about what they're going through in this industry. But when you get to New York, you know, I mean, you know,
I'll be in New York when it gets warm, when the sun comes out in New York.
What you mean? New York is dope when it's cold. What you mean?
I moved away from Canada because I cannot take the cold. So when New York is cold, it's brick. I wait till the spring.
Well, hold on. Canada be a lot colder than New York.
It is, but New York has a different type of cold when it's cold. It's a different type of cold when it's cold.
You know what? Let me end this interview because she is so in the hood.
I love New York.
Come on, it be like 20 below in Canada.
I know it does, but that's when I stay inside. New York
is for like spring. It's like 50 degrees out here right now.
Yeah, I think the difference is when it's that cold in Toronto, I don't leave the house. When I'm in New York, I'm working, so I have to be out on the road. I think that's the difference. I experience.
But listen, I can't wait till you get here because, you know, like I said, I definitely want to do a Rendezvous Suite acapella well, not acapella, excuse me. I keep saying acapella, unplugged. That's correct.
Yes, unplugged.
Rendezvous Suite unplugged. So, you know, we can definitely put that together. But again, Lolo, thank you. I appreciate you. Everybody, please look out for her project, Petals of Metal. 2024. When I mean, this is somebody you want to keep your eye focused. You actually do want to stare at her. Just not to miss where she doing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Black Lotus. Let's give it a round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.